This off tonight at WrestlePalooza, Lesnar versus John Cena. We've got reporters all throughout Gainbridge Fieldhouse, including Jackie Redmond, Kathy Kelly, who are backstage to discuss the Brock Lesnar-John Cena match. Let's kick things off with Kathy.
Yeah, thanks so much, Cole. Now, for the last 2 decades, Brock Lesnar has defined what dominance looks like here in WWE, and few of his rivalries encapsulate that better than his battles with John Cena. But this Brock is dangerous. This Brock is determined. We heard his threat last night that he is coming for blood. He considers tonight D-Day. That means that tonight is not just another match. Tonight, Brock Lesnar is hoping to end John Cena's retirement tour early. Jackie, more on the 17. Never seen 17.
Well, Kathy, listen, if there is a WWE superstar that can do that to the John Cena, it's probably Brock Lesnar. I mean, these two have gone one-on-one 6 times.
Against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. For more on this mixed tag team action, let's check in with Kathy Kelly.
Well, guys, I have an absolute crew out here, and I think we have all seen the lengths that Seth Rollins will go to deceive his opponents when we are realizing, like husband, like wife. Now, the Visionary and Becky Lynch, they were feigning some friction earlier this week ahead of their match against CM Punk and AJ Lee, but it seems that both duos are on the same page and ready to prove that they are WWE's power couple tonight. Now, AJ Lee is the reason why I started watching wrestling, and it is very surreal to see her back. So who do you think is going to take it home tonight?
I think is going to be CM Punk and AJ Lee.
Yeah. Who do you guys think?
CM Punk and AJ Lee.
CM Punk and AJ Lee.
CM Punk and AJ Lee.
That is unanimous out here. So what do you guys think?
Well, I'm going to start with Big E because of the relationship that he's had.
For WWE, which means we have to kick off this event with a huge match, right? And what better way to do that than with 2 guys as big and as exciting as John Cena and Brock Lesnar. We've got reporters all over the place here in Indy, so for more on that match, let's check in with Kathy Kelly and Byron Saxton. Byron, what do you got?
Jackie, one of the determining factors for whether or not John Cena can defeat Brock Lesnar tonight could come down to the roughly 2.5 to 3 minutes before the match, because that's how long it takes Cena to make his entrance. And during that time frame, he's going to have a chance to reflect. Now, he could reflect on the fact that he's only beaten Lesnar once by pinfall in 23 years, or the fact that Lesnar has handed Cena the worst loss of his entire career. On the flip side, Cena could reflect on the idea that this is a monumental opportunity to put an exclamation point on his farewell tour, and remind any residual doubters out there that he truly is the greatest of all time. Well, for news on the Lesnar front, I sent things over to my broadcast partner, Kathy Kelly.
Well, thanks so much, Byron. I'm going to keep this short because, frankly, I am flustered. The man behind this door has me and I think everyone here on high alert after he did that to my friend, R-Truth, a couple weeks ago, and the pain just inflicted on our broadcast colleague Corey Graves yesterday. Like I said, I'm a little bit flustered just being here, but everyone outside, everyone backstage is on high alert because we all know the carnage that Brock Lesnar is capable of. And Jackie, everyone on the panel, I think we can only imagine what he is going to do to his target in John Cena tonight.
Yeah, Kathy, if last night on SmackDown was any indication, Brock Lesnar is in beast mode as they get backstage with Kathy Kelly.
I am here with Stephanie Vaquer, and Stephanie, you are usually so calm and collected, but tonight is the biggest opportunity of your career as you battle for the WWE Women's World Championship against Io Sky. Are there any nerves going through your head ahead of this match?
To be honest, yeah, I'm nervous, a little bit. But nervous, sometimes it's good. Para mí es motivación. Today, we make history with ESPN and WWE. Today, I make history. Today is the more important match in my career. Today, I have a great opponent. Today, I become champion.
Well, I think you're right. Those nerves are definitely working for you. Guys?
Kathy.
Well, speaking of the Beast Incarnate, I now send things over to Kathy Kelly for more on Brock Lesnar.
Well, Byron, I am actually here with Stu right now, and in just a few moments, this is the hallway that John Cena and Brock Lesnar will be walking down. They will be heading into Gorilla for their final match. And if Brock Lesnar has it his way, this will be John Cena's final match in WWE as well. And look who it is, Peter Rosenberg. Peter, do you want to take it over from here?
I will take it from here. It's a very, very exciting evening. You talked about John. Byron talked about John and made great sense, of course, the amount of times that he has walked through Gorilla, and to think.
Warrior Drew McIntyre, who earlier this week sat down with our own Kathy Kelly.
Drew McIntyre, you have made a lot of headlines, and your actions have garnered a lot of backstage chatter. Months ago, you attacked Cody Rhodes with the WWE Championship and claymored him through the announce desk. I know you've explained your perspective on why you did that, but was that really about Cody?
What happened specifically with Cody and I is very simple, and as you say, I explained it already, but for a lot of our fans, I have to explain myself ad nauseum with the facts, so let's go again since we're on this big platform right now. Match was over. He attacked me, put my face in the post, cleared an announce table, not to fashion me a fine cuisine, to put me through it, and I retaliated. And that specific example was self-defense, so everybody stop asking me about it.
You could say that yourself and Cody have had very parallel careers, breaking into the industry around the same time. You were once tag team champions together.
Dashing once.
The difference, your first WWE Championship win came during the pandemic in front of no audience. Whereas Cody's WrestleMania, 70,000 people in attendance. Does that affect you at all?
You remember 5 years ago, right? How terrifying it was, and the one escape during that period was WWE. I tried to be that centerpiece of the company, that role that Cody's in right now, when the world shut down, when the world needed a hero to step up. It was my face every week leading the charge. And people have moved on so quickly. I was there when they needed me, and when I needed them, they weren't there. It wasn't until Hell in a Cell, where I bled out for everybody and I was gone for a few months, I saw the truth. I've wasted 20 years of my life. I fought for everybody. I sacrificed my family to be that guy for everybody, no matter what was stacked against me, and then moved right on. I realized what a lot of superstars don't realize, and they sit at home retired and they have so much regrets. You gotta get what's yours right now. And I'm gonna get what's mine right now, and I'm gonna have no regrets. And that title is not what I want, it's what I need. And it's not what I deserve, it's what Drew McIntyre's earned.
Well, I think there are viewers that could chalk this up to you being jealous of Cody.
Okay. The eyes, I've always found, are the windows to the soul. You can always tell when somebody's lying by looking them right in the eyes. So do me a favor and zoom that camera right in. And look into my eyes right now when I tell you, there is not one single thing about Cody Rhodes that Drew McIntyre would ever be jealous about.
You've mentioned Cody being a politician. You've also called him a liar and a manipulator in the past. The WWE Universe loves him. So what is it that you think people are missing?
I mean, let's start with the liar thing. I mean, he said himself, Cody Rhodes is a liar. Listen to his podcast. I know there's a lot of content in WWE, but give it a listen. You know, he'll admit he lies all the time. He's a liabetic. He's got diabetes. He can't help himself. So let's move that one on. The manipulating aspect. We both have openly said we followed the John Cena approach. Give it my all, sacrifice everything. I did. Cody did exactly the same. The big difference between both of us, that he learned to kiss arse just as good as Cena. He managed to cut off legs from people to get anywhere close to him. Cody Rhodes doesn't care about anything else except that WWE Championship and himself, and everything else comes second.
Could you argue that you feel the same?
Yes, but I'm honest about it. That's the difference between Cody and I. I tell the truth. I'm not a carefully crafted character. He knows I'm the biggest threat in his company. He would do everything he can to turn people against me because he knows I'm too clever to fall for his games, to fall for his act. He's got his opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Me, screwed. I just want a real chance, a real damn opportunity, and that's exactly what WrestlePalooza is.
Well, final question before I let you go. WrestlePalooza, very first premium live event streaming on ESPN. A lot of eyes will be on this one. What would it mean for you to walk out with that WWE Championship?
Vindication.
Oh, baby girl.